we've sold thousands of lots to people willing to exchange on the day and complete within 28 days. Property auctions made quick, easy and simple. Clive Emson Land and Property Auctioneers.
Right, everybody, welcome back to another Clive Emson Auctioneers feature lot show. A very special treat for you in this one because we've got not one, but two guests. And actually, we're going to take a bit of a sneaky peek at three of the lots. Is with me, Rob Marchant's with me as well. Let's start with you, Rob. How are you?
Yeah, very well, Ian. Yes, good. Thank you. You?
I'm very well, thank you. And Joe, great to see you again. This is your second cap, I think, isn't it? Second appearance on the Clive Emson feature lot show.
Yeah,
ready for it? Rob, I think you've been ever present, actually, haven't you?
I believe so, 100%.
We are going to start giving out Clive Emson caps, I think, for these, much like in football. You can earn a feature lot show cap. Right, May auction coming up, everybody. Just a very quick reminder, there's a total of 131 lots going under the hammer in the May auction. Bidding goes live from the 2nd of May, ends on the 4th of May. These shows are designed to give you a little bit of more of a deep dive in some of the lots going under the hammer. But if you do want to find out more information about any of them, visit cliveemson.co.uk. There's a link in the body of this broadcast wherever you're watching it. Give it a click, it'll take you straight through. You can download legal packs. There's more videos and images, isn't there, chaps, of the lots that you're going to take us through as well. So much more information. And if you are thinking of making a bid, please do make sure you download that legal pack and do your research. They are the three key things. Yes, I borrowed that from Paul Bridgman. So there we go. Rob, let's start with you because we're going to start and take a little look at lot number 90, a land at Moles Farm. Here's an image, but give us a little bit more information, Rob, before we have a poke around.
Yeah, it's one of those rare ones that I think most auctioneers would always love to have a few more of these kicking around, i.e. it's a barn conversion, all very romantic. I think lots of people have seen all the TV shows about doing this type of project and wanting to get involved in it. And I think something that an awful lot of people think, well, I'd love to do that kind of project one day. The real bonus of this one is it's in such a beautiful location, lovely countryside. You've even got sea views from the site, and 8.5 acres. So for anyone that wants land for equestrian or a small holding or really just wants to retire or whatever, just get away from it all. Absolutely fantastic location and yeah, a really attractive lot.
It certainly looks it, doesn't it? I'll tell you what, you've whetted my appetite a little bit. Should we have a little walk round, shall we? Should we have a little look at lot 90 going under the hammer in the Clive Emson May auction? Yeah, certainly with that, Rob, space comes to mind, doesn't it? And a guide price from 450. That's very intriguing, isn't it?
It is an intriguing one. Yeah, it's a long video as well. I think we ought to enter that for best short picture for the next Oscars as well. But yeah,
Did you film it yourself, Rob?
Joe and I were there, and we certainly got a fair few of our 10,000 steps in shooting that video. It's yeah, but stunning location. I think you'll need to employ an architect with a little bit of thought and imagination to make that building look attractive. But I'm sure by the time it's all been taken down and rebuilt, there'll be a really charming looking farmhouse on the site, and that just stunning spot. I mean, it's very, very hard to ever put a price on something like that. So all the more reason that it should be a really good auction lot, and hoping that one will go very well when it's offered next week.
Certainly looking to see how it performs. There's a little caravan there as well.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah,
get that,
yeah.
Right, that is lot 90 going under the hammer. 2nd of May bidding goes live and ends on the 4th of May. Don't forget, visit cliveemson.co.uk to view all 131 lots going under the hammer. Right, Joe, we're going to come to you now. Quite often when we do these shows, they're a bit more of a light-hearted look at some of the lots going under. We like to look at things, you know, the obscure, the strange but true, and all sorts of lots, don't we? And sometimes the talk gets a bit toilet talk, doesn't it, Joe? Let's go to lot 8, shall we? And we do have some former public conveniences. Here it is, lot number 8. Give us a bit more information, Joe.
Yeah, you said it yourself. It's unique. And I think everybody loves a unique lot. We are in a small village called Wroxall, just north of Ventnor. So we're down on the south coast of the Isle of Wight. Former public convenience with planning conversion. So it's a really unique lot that you could do something with. And I think it's just, you know, the phrase beauty in the eye of the beholder comes to mind a little bit, but I think it's a really unique chance for somebody to get their hands on it. And I've got a small feeling, you know, with the right person, this could be the sort of thing you'd see on maybe one of those Amazing Spaces programs in the future. The opportunity.
I will say, if you do get your hands on this, please wash them off.
Yes, maybe.
Shall we have a little look at the video, shall we? Here's lot 8 going under the hammer in the May auction. Yeah, there you go. Best looking toilets I've ever seen. Then, by the way, I think Glastonbury Festival could learn a thing or two, couldn't it? But as you can see, obviously work going in there already. You could turn that into a nice little 1-bedroom or something, could you, Joe?
Obviously, yeah, you need to do your own research. And like you said earlier, your favourite phrase at the moment: research, research, research. Make sure you download the legal pack, and also all the documentations for this one are on there. You can look at the Isle of Wight planning portal as well. But mainly, and not just for this lot, but for all of them, make sure you register to bid, do your preparations early. It takes a little bit of time to register, but it's easy. Any of the staff at Clive Emson can help you through it to get registered. But just make sure you're ready, because obviously we'd hate to see your chances go down the pan with this lot. There you go.
Guys, we could pun this one all day, couldn't we? We really could. I'm having too much fun. Right, we've got another lot to show. We've got lot 56. Rob, I think, are you going to give us a bit of information on this one? Let me just change the graphics and everything, because this one's quite exciting, isn't it? And I wonder if you bid enough as well. If you bid enough, I think, Paul, and you guys, you'll even throw in, there it is, the Clive Emson auction board as well. Is that right?
If the price is right.
If the price is right. Lot 56, 16 Newport Road. Rob, give us a bit more information about this.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those projects that I think lots of people want to get their hands on. It's on an estate known locally as the Southcroft Estate, which is all detached and semi-detached bungalows, most of them in significantly better order than this one, which unfortunately has been allowed to go to rack and ruin a bit in recent years. But the scope and potential is huge with this one to put it back as a stunning family property. End of a cul-de-sac, sides onto allotments. I gather that the chap that lived there latterly was a very keen gardener back in the day. That's difficult to see that now, but unfortunately he was incapacitated. Prior to that, he had a couple of allotments as well. So scope and potential really for a keen gardener to get stuck in on this. But whether you like the garden or not, there's huge scope with the property to make something really nice of this.
Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it? I love potential.
Indeed.
We see a lot of potential, don't we? And it's not always, with auction over the year or so that we're doing this, I've seen lots that are ready to go. But this one, I think there can be quite a bit done. Shall we take a little look around, shall we? Have a little bit of a closer look at 16 Newport Road, lot 56, going under the hammer in the Clive Emson May auction. Yeah, there we go. Pull that one a little bit short. There is more to the video, so do head over to the Clive Emson YouTube channel or www.cliveemson.co.uk to view even more of it. A bit of clearing work to do in there, Rob, but well worth the effort, I think, for whoever gets their hands on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Really popular location there, and as I mentioned, at the end of a cul-de-sac, nice spot, and really well worthwhile. I think that's a really nice lot for somebody.
Absolutely. Right, don't forget 131 lots in total going under the hammer. Do check out cliveemson.co.uk to view the full catalogue. There's more images of every single lot, the full videos as well if you want to check them out, and of course the legal packs, all the information you need. If you do want to speak to a member of the team, there are no silly questions either. If there were, I would have already asked them, so don't worry about that. You cannot possibly ask a silly question. But if you're unsure of anything, if you want to speak to somebody, please do give the team a call. Right, chaps, one thing we always like to do on these shows, as you well know, Rob, because you're a full capacity, you've made every single appearance so far for the Feature Lot show, and Joe's making his second appearance here. We always like to have a bit of a laugh at your expense. So Rob, let's start with you. We've been asking everybody for a bit of a funny auction story. What's happened to you? They're out in the field or in the office that we can have a bit of a laugh at your expense.
Well, I've got two, if you don't mind, Ian.
Absolutely, the more the merrier.
The first one actually relates to Joe, and it actually relates to that last property we looked at in Newport Road. Joe joined us back in February, so second or third day into his new career with us, I said to Joe, "Come on, we got this fantastic property to go and see down in Gosport." So we wandered down there, and it was actually a lot more overgrown than it looks in that photo. They've cleared some of the shrubbery and whatever away, but having met the owner at the front of the property, we'd done our best to have a look around, and Joe decided he was going to have a wander off and see if he could get into the back garden. So while I was stood there having a very deep and in-depth conversation with the seller about all the very good reasons why it was a classic auction lot, we heard this almighty crash and turned around to see Joe had face planted himself by the side of the garage and was doing his best to get up and pull all the brambles and things off himself, which in terms of first impressions was great. The best thing about it was the owner just stood there very stoically, didn't even bat an eyelid, and then eventually managed to say, "Are you okay?" And on we went. But just so Joe doesn't feel particularly picked on or left out, my other colleague here, Mike, who's not with us today, was over on the Isle of Wight fairly recently at a property in Arctic Road, which was a fairly rundown house, but it had this great big timber store warehouse thing on the side of it. The people that had owned the house had been landscape gardeners, and they'd stored all manner of clutter and stuff in this 2-story timber building. I can only describe it as a bit like going into the Scooby-Doo haunted house. There was stuff everywhere and cobwebs and all the rest of it, and it was on 2 levels. So having managed to creep his way around the first level in almost pitch black, Mike stuck his head up to have a look into the loft level, and as he stuck his head up through the loft hatch, one of the Cross Solent ferries just down below on the river decided to sound his foghorn just as he put his head through the hatch. So Mike had an unexpected laundry bill that particular day by the time he got back to the office. So there we are. There's a couple for you, one of each of my colleagues.
He needs that form of public convenience, doesn't he? Mike. Joe, obviously short career so far with Clive Emson. It doesn't actually have to be with Clive Emson. You've got a funny story to tell us. We'd love to hear it.
Well, what made us all laugh is, fortunately, me falling head over heels for 16 Newport Road earned me the nickname Mr. Tumble. And then even when I go out on my own, I have fallen over. I was taking a photograph of Spragg's Cottage, which is also in the auction, and stepped out of the way of an oncoming car and fell into a ditch. So, and then that got me thinking about all the other times I've fallen over. So it would seem that I'm quite accident prone. So, yeah.
All I could say, Joe, just take care. All right, for the next auction, please just take care. And mate, can we everybody at Clive, can we make sure Joe never goes to a property near a cliff? That would be very important. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day. I know you've got a lot of work to do with the May auction coming up. Just a reminder, bidding goes live on the 2nd of May. So still time to have a little look through, do your research. Don't forget, head over to cliveemson.co.uk to view all 131 lots going under the hammer in the May auction. Rob, Joe, thanks so much. Once again, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for the story. Thanks for letting us have a laugh at your expense as well. And Joe, just be careful next time. Make sure your shoelaces are tied up properly, all right?
Thanks, Ian.
Take care, guys.
Thank
and
you.
thanks everybody for watching. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
We've sold thousands of lots to people willing to exchange on the day and complete within 28 days. Property auctions made quick, easy and simple. Clive Emson Land and Property Auctioneers.